Hello and one and all, welcome back to yet another video. Also, happy Valentine's Day everyone. Hope you're doing something nice with your lover, whether you're straight or whatever, yada yada yada. I'm single still. If I'm single for the rest of my life, it's fine. I don't care, it's alright. Girls don't have to like me, I guess. They can if they want though, it's alright. So I just thought, why not talk about my love for physical media? Seems accurate. Anyway, so if you guys have been following physical media in America, well, mostly American people will obviously anyway, the supermarket, or as they call it, grocery store or shop, it's a store anyway, what they call it, whatever, Best Buy have stopped selling physical media, and so they stopped adding physical media. They've been leaving physical media on some shelves for people to grab, so that it can move on. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but if Target and Walmart are in this situation, I'm not too sure, but I know Best Buy is for sure, but correct me if I'm wrong. That being said, though, with supermarkets in the UK, Sainsbury's have stopped doing physical media. I think, like, I've been to Sainsbury's quite often, and they don't have physical media anymore. They just have toys and magazines, but they don't have physical media. They do have books though, just not something physical that you can play a disc on. And so Tesco, because I recently got a job interview for there, wasn't successful, but I also saw that it stopped doing physical media. I mean, I haven't been to Tesco very recently, despite that interview. But I know Sainsbury's has stopped doing it. However, though, Asda, which is friends with Walmart, it's the UK Walmart, technically speaking. Asda still does physical media. Any American subscribers, correct me if I'm wrong, yet again, if Walmart or Target is low on physical media. But Asda, one of the UK stores, still does physical media. It still does CDs, games, and, well, movies and TV shows, technically speaking. So there's a lot of reasons why people love physical media, and I myself might as well share them. I don't normally watch Hot Ones, but if you've seen the one with Matt Damon, he has clearly made a good statement how good physical media is, so I'm not really going to get into it too much. And also some YouTubers that I watch, Chris Duckman, the big YouTuber, he's done a video on it. And my friend Anthony Jenkins, who's back on YouTube, which is great, Anthony the Creator, he's done a video on physical media. And so, this is very upbringing for some people, particularly with Blockbuster. If I was to say which is the UK Blockbuster, Woolworths closed down because it was very low on money. Shops need money so that they can stay open, obviously, so that they can get new stuff and keep selling their shop to an extent. But unfortunately, Woolworths is no longer doing that. So, I can't remember if I did get anything physical media when I was a kid. I think I was like under 10 whenever my local Woolworths is closed down. But I do remember getting like toys, I think, when I was a kid. But yeah, technically speaking, I didn't. then my parents would buy them for me. But now I'm old enough, I can buy my own shit. So, if you look at someone like Christopher Nolan, where he has a good, honest point of view and opinion, where he thinks movies, yes, can go on the cinema, on the big screen, yes, they can go on physical media, the two only ways that people can support movies. However, though, he thinks putting movies onto streaming service was not such a good idea. So back in 2020, when the coronavirus pandemic was a thing, Christopher Nolan still wanted to get Tenet on the big screen, so he stated that he would not put Tenet on streaming whatsoever, on like HBO Max, which is now called Max, apparently. Here in the UK, it's called Now TV. Anyway, so Christopher Nolan, whenever movies were sort of safe, yada yada yada, he wanted to put Tenet in the cinema, and yet I don't blame him for that. And also, his newest film, Oppenheimer, people have been buying a lot of copies, whether it has a slipcover or not. I am very OCD'd with 4Ks having slipcovers now these days. However, though, if Blu-rays don't have like a blue sign on the top, then you know it's okay, not the end of the world, doesn't have to have a slipcover, because if he holds a physical media, let me look at something here. Let's get a couple of movies out here, in fact. So I have Split here and Spy. If you look clearly, there's no slipcover on this, unfortunately. However, though, a black or blue bit on the top of the Blu-ray case, here's Spy, can seem a bit distracting, and some people would prefer to have slipcovers on their physical media copies, whether it's a DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. Myself preferred. But if I'm being honest with you, I might come to the point where I don't really care about that. I've been willing to get Jaws on 4K for some time. However, though, some people have a copy of it even if they don't have a slipcover. You know, some fellow people that I know. But if I'm being honest, if physical media really needs to be supported still, I mean, if you look at Australia, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was their last ever movie they ever put to physical media in Australia, which I kind of feel bad for, to be honest with you, because here's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, my favourite film of last year. Sony Pictures unfortunately do not have slipcovers for newer movies, apparently, even with Spider-Man No Way Home, the only multiverse MCU movie I own on physical media. Because of the IMAX thing on Disney Plus, which I've been interested in. Anyways, let's just forget about that for now. But, you know, if physical media copies don't have slipcovers, fair enough. Even if it doesn't look good with either a blue or grey or black bit at the top there, it's grey, I know. It's not too distracting. However, though, you would like to have something that can fit very well with a slipcover, you know. One thing's for sure, though, I do think steelbooks are cool. However, though, I think sometimes if you get a steelbook, if I was American, I probably would have gotten the Avengers Endgame steelbook, because it's so cool. Because, you know, you have the non-snapped Avengers on the front, then on the back you have the snapped Avengers characters, you know, which is pretty cool to say the least. And so I might as well get an Oppenheimer copy for myself at some point, because I don't have in the collection. God, I should kill myself right now. But gratefully, HMV in my area, it's the only HMV in Northern Ireland, in my area. Thankfully, it's still open, because recently in 2019, I think, there was this thing called administration, where someone was trying to get hold of HMV or something. I don't know the full story. However, though, there are some Blu-ray YouTubers in the UK. You know, I've noticed. Big Paulie's one of the biggest ones. I've watched his channel quite a bit. Not very recently, though, but for what I've seen, his channel's pretty good. His first video I watched was the administration HMV video. So then I have seen some other UK movie YouTubers that are Blu-ray lovers, like Movie Bug. He's another one. I follow a lot of people I know. It's crazy of me to think. But, you know, and hey, everybody has their own personal opinion, preference. I mean, if they like physical media, that's great. I mean, if you're like me, that's great. However, though, if you think, well, you know, despite money being a thing with the cost of living, streaming services are always a backup. Yeah, I suppose they could be. However, though, if this in the background was completely empty, I would kind of feel depressed, to say the least. Because physical media is such a good thing, you know? You know, you get something, you know, you get a movie like, say, Deadpool, or a movie like The Avengers. They're both Marvel films. They're, of course, more likely to get physical media bought. And also a film like Mission Impossible or Top Gun, because they have your man Tom Cruise, and they are movies that are very practical. And so, if I get a few movies out here, which is going to next bring me to something else here. Come on. Don't want to wreck my slipcover on that. There is something I would like to talk about here. Let me just try to get my things sorted here. It's a bit jammed. Gotcha. Gotcha. There we go. So, this is something I'm going to get into, because I don't think I've seen this mentioned in some physical media videos, and that is having either more than one or two copies of the same film. Like, for example, The Fugitive. By the way, guys, if you follow my movie reviews, this is going to be my next classic movie review. I recently bought the 4K simply because of its anniversary last year. I was willing to review it back then, but since I'm doing much more classic movie reviews this year as planned, this is going to be my next one, so... And also, just to show you, Elf being another one, you know, this has a really good 4K restoration. And also, whoops, nearly fell on my slipcover. Superman the movie. Okay. And what I think is really good, even this isn't really money spend related. However, though, if you have a friend of yours, I have a friend of mine who recently got a Blu-ray player from another friend, and he now uses a Blu-ray player. He's starting to buy Blu-rays. Doesn't buy 4Ks because his Blu-ray player doesn't support 4K. But however, though, if I ever did ask him, hey, I have this movie twice, like say The Fugitive. I've upgraded this film. I was wondering if you ever wanted me to lend you a copy of this, or Elf, or Superman the movie, you know? Basically any movie that you have twice or 3 times, but you want to keep the other copy just because you have fond memories of, you know? So, you know, if you're playing movies on a disc, you're supporting physical media. If you're lending a physical copy to someone, they're supporting physical media. If you buy a game that has a disc and you're playing it on disc, you're supporting game physical media. If you get like a CD, whether it's a music soundtrack or a movie soundtrack, and it's on disc or vinyl disc, you're supporting physical media rather than just listening to the song on YouTube or Spotify, yada yada yada. And if I'm being honest with you guys, physical media matters to me in some way, shape or form. You know, it's something where that you can hold on rather than just, you know, you can hold it dear to your heart. You can look at it, you know, you can read aspects, and more importantly, you have menus that not only have the movie, but also you have things like introduction by director Andrew Davis and your man Harrison Ford. Then, of course, a commentary by Andrew Davis and Tommy Lee Jones, and other bits in your special features like a trailer, yada yada yada. Because if you look at streaming services, they are probably least likely to have them. So I'm just going to wrap it up here, guys. So there you go. I'd love to go into more detail on physical media because I think it's very special, you know. So comment down below, let me know below what you guys think of physical media. You know, how do you think it compares to streaming service in your point of view? Let me know below in the comments. Let's have a great discussion down there. And as I said earlier, guys, stay tuned for my review on The Fugitive. Looking forward to that. So, as always, if you're new, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and notify that bell before you leave. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.